Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco, the artsysister, and we're continuing with my sweet vampire Candice, written by me. And this is we're continuing with chapter 7. Candice sliced a potato and then she said, "Ah yes, I always get mata and mori confused." So then what happened? Yo soy un vampiro negro que nunca fue a la escuela. Y cuando fui a todos los maestros decapité, said Marlow. "Why did you decapitate the teachers?" asked Candice. "I don't like being treated like an idiot," barked Marlow. "Which reminds me, Candice, I do want to apologize." "What for, Daddy?" asked Candice, feeling sorry for the fellow. When I find you in the shower with a pervert, I call you stupid, and I have been feeling terrible about it," said Marlow. "It isn't like you to experience remorse, Marlow," said Anya, grinning. "Maybe I'm just getting stupid in my old age," said Marlow. "So how did the song continue?" asked Candice. "I don't remember." "I think I ended up killing more folks as the song progressed, said Marlow. The rants about the city song ended when there was a strange scratching sound outside their door. Marlow came to look outside, and it was a bizarre creature of many different animals chasing people. The place where the face was supposed to be had a combination of lizards, rabbits, and even roaches all melted together. It made a strange hissing sound when it saw Candice. Since it had a long roach-like limbs, Anya screamed. She jumped on top of the couch following her reflex. Yelling, Anya and Candice said to Marlow, "Kill it, kill it." With Candice yelling and echoing her grandmother's hysteria, Marlow panicked. The first thing that came to his head was to erase that thing's existence so that peace would return to the apartment. He pulled at his hair with his hands before breathing in and spilling forth fire. The creature yelled as it burned to death. The creature jumped out of the second-floor balcony before landing on top of Marlow's car. Marlow frowned and said, "I didn't think this one through." And he looked down at his sweet bride and said, "I'm sorry, Marlow." Marlow sobbing said, "I just got it out of the dealer." Candice had come out to see the new car. It used to be an elegant red Hummer. Anya patted Marlow before saying, "Well, it was going to happen sooner or later. Or don't you remember that red cars always get into accidents?" "Yes, but it was a really sweet ride," said Marlow, sobbing. "I barely drove the stupid thing for more than 10 blocks. The firefighters eventually came to put out the car. Marlow spent the rest of the month chugging down yogurts and Pepto-Bismol to deal with the heartburns. The burning sensation at the pit of his stomach was the main reason why Marlow only on rare occasions used his fire breath, which was uncommon among vampires." Chapter 8. Hungry Vampires. June came and with it an intolerable heat. Marlow had recovered from his heartburn while Candice and Anya had picked up an extremely boring hobby. The hobby was diamond painting. Both men would sit for hours building up the set while Candice listened to the TV on the background. Around June the 4th, Cassandra commented, "You folks could have picked up this hobby back in the old country." "Well, we discovered it here, Cassandra," said Candice. "I do not know why you bothered to move to the States," Candice commented Anya. "At first it was to sightsee and meet new people. Then after those two incidents, I never want to head outside, and every time a new apartment owner starts remodeling, I curse the entire human race. All in all, I think I was just tired of mother complaining," said Candice. "Yeesh, I can't talk about any topic without it devolving into her listing all the ways that humanity should suffer," said Anya. "It is like nobody can talk about the outside world, about the world outside Martisor without she going ballistic," said Candice, stopping a moment to change the little square diamond. As a rule of thumb, Candice and Anya only worked on the diamond paintings for about 4 hours each day. They could easily go for longer, but the table they had bought was a cruel mixture. Most of the time they were bumping their knees against the leg or the metal top. Since returning furniture was a bit of a pain, the family were just putting up with it. The conversation was dropped short when Marlow appeared. He said, "Miami Beach has gotten some new art installation. We should go check them out before going to the beach." "I never took you for an art buff, Daddy," said Candice. "Yes, there is something strange about this invitation," said Anya, a bit paranoid. Alright, you got me. They have horses. I want to go see horses play polo at the beach, said Marlow. We should return before sundown, however, suggested Cassandra. Why, we are vampires. We have nothing to fear. In fact, we should go at night, said Candice. If we go at night, we will miss the horses, protested Marlow. And besides, Candice, the beaches are closed at night, explained Anya. Why? Asked Candice. Because of the turtles, said Marlow. What about them? Asked Candice. Well, the beach has no lights, and so the turtles are able to find their way towards the water easier, explained Anya. I want to go see the turtles, protested Candice. They are not in season yet, said Anya. Apple, and let's just go to Miami Beach then, said Candice. With this idea in mind, Candice, Anya, and Marlow ready supplies to go to the beach. Candice packed the umbrella and the chair, and Marlow had warned that the chairs in Miami Beach now were worse than on my leg. It was cheaper just to take your own. Marlow also went to Publix to buy drinks and salty snacks. Anya brought croquettes, bread, and other sweet pastry. Despite being three, they bought enough food to feed 10 people. What time?
8 minutes.
The trip to Miami Beach was simple enough for Hialeah. One only needed to go down to Okeechobee Road, and eventually you will make it there. Marlow was enjoying driving his new dashing pearl white Hummer when a rock had been thrown from a nearby pedestrian bridge. There was a fellow that was just throwing rocks at whatever car passed by. Marlow's car was one of the unfortunate vehicles that got struck by a rock. The good thing was that the rock had hit the metal frame holding up the windshield of the car. Otherwise, the rock would have pierced the glass considering the speed that Marlow was driving. Marlow did not believe in speed demons. He always hurried even when there was no need to do so. Despite the fact that the rock did not pierce the shield, it still startled the passenger. It made Marlow swirl a bit and almost strike a truck. Trucks in Florida were known by the Cuban community as borradores or erasers. Most of the cars that crashed against a truck tended to be completely erased, and so, as well as the occupant. If you drove a motorcycle, the death was almost guaranteed. Marlow cursed and barked at the stone, and then he lowered the windshield to extend his hand to show his middle finger to the truck driver. The driver was going to respond in kind, but the hellion-looking driver made him think twice about it. Candice and Anya frowned. The pair stayed quiet for a bit while Marlow drove in complete silence. Once he stopped fuming, he turned on the radio back on. By now, the bridge leading to Miami Beach was visible. From the high point, one could see the ocean on either side. The skyscrapers and hotels were also visible. The view was so pleasant and the sun so lovely that Marlow opened the top window of the car to let the sunlight in. Candice asked her father, Can the rooftop open? Marlow pressed a button to let it open for his daughter. Candice peeped outside and she allowed the sweet ocean breeze to envelop her. Smiling, she said, The air is so great here. It is at least better than the one in Hialeah, and that's for certain, said Anya. Candice, feeling brave, got out and she sat on the roof of the car. Cassandra, who was sitting in her cage in the back of the car, said to Anya, First bump on the road and she will fall off onto the freeway. Anya, who knew to trust Cassandra, grabbed onto Candice's leg, and sure enough, the car struck a bump on the road. As it was going downhill, this made Candice wobble a bit, and she almost fell out of the car. The only thing that was keeping her inside the vehicle was her grandmother grabbing onto her knee. After the incident, Candice sat down like a good little girl. The speed of the ride did not last long, however. As soon as the sign read, Welcome to Miami Beach, the traffic began. Since this was her first time in Miami Beach, Candice brought out her camera and she started taking photos. She also photographed the building as well as the town folks she found amusing. They followed the road till they got to Collin Avenue. There was a restaurant that Marlow particularly liked, and they parked near the destination, which was 7300 Collin Avenue, Miami Beach, Florida 33141. Since it was noonish, they were going to eat brunch. As with most parking lots in Miami, Marlow had to pay. He paid for 8 hours in case they decided to linger. They opened Cassandra's cage to let her fly about. Marlow smelled the air and he said, I think I got my beaches confused. I told you they usually hold those venues in the other place, nagged Anya. Whatever, we are here already, sighed Marlow. He added, it is not as if we would have found parking there anyway. You can always fly there, Daddy. I have seen plenty of horses. So after dinner, so after lunch, you can just hop over there and lure the horses all you want, said Candice, patting her father on the shoulder. Marlow frowned and he said, the way you put it, it makes me sound like a horse weirdo. You said it, not I, said Candice. The conversation lasted a bit till they crossed the street and they smelled the food of Manolo. Manolo was Anya's favorite lunch restaurant. The bread there was simply amazing. By the time Candice finished most of her human meal, she had to get up and stink up the nearest public bathroom. After eating her nice square mozzarella cheese pizza, Candice tried some churros. And since she was still feeling somewhat hungry, she called the waiter to ask for flan. Oh yeah, what time?
3 minutes.
Marlow stopped her and he said, the flans here are not good. Try the cake nevado and some caramel ice cream instead. It is to die for. Candice took her father her bites, and while she waited she saw him eat. Candice had a soda, and her father and her grandmother were drinking milkshake. Marlow had a strawberry milkshake while Anya drank one made of dulce de leche. In addition to the milkshake, Anya also had a cortado, or a double espresso with milk. Marlow ate a hot dog combo with fries. And from time to time, Candice would steal a little fries. After eating 3, Marlow said, my dear, love of my life, can you stop eating my french fries, cause I fear for your safety. Yeesh. No need to get so defensive about it, whined Candice, before getting a piece of bread instead. After that incident, Marlow started hovering over his food and growling whenever he thought anyone got too close to it. Meanwhile, Anya was stuffing her face with a burger called the Works. It had ham, cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, and fried egg. During the few moments Candice was not eating, she took in the scenery, and she even photographed a thing or two, mostly the food. The restaurant had large windows, and the kitchen area had large photos of the meals akin to a Madonna. Before the counter there was a register and a stand with a bunch of pastry. The place was a hybrid between a bakery and a restaurant, and from the register one could order food to go. There was also 2 little aquariums filled with exotic fish, and hanging from the roof there was a couple of TVs. During soccer season, the place would get pretty crowded. As was tradition in Candice's household, whenever there was a meal, it would get devoured post-haste. What time?
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Since they were focused on the food, they did not speak to one another. From time to time, Candice would interrupt the eating ritual to take a photo of the entire plate of food before she ate it. Candice already had an ambo that consisted of all of her favorite foods. Alright, we'll continue this foodie thing later. Bye bye and God bless.